Woods here. Now, this is actually a bit of an update video. I haven't done one in quite a while, and thought, why the hell not? And yeah, I'm actually cursing now, so oh well. Right, progress updates on the micro layout here. Compared to the last time it was seen, I actually have made a lot of good progress, and that autofocus has gone again, hasn't it? Bloody hell. But yeah, basically not only have I actually added color to it, and well, as you can see, this foam work, which is now solidly put in, thanks to a neat cloth technique I learnt off a modeling friend of mine. He knows who he is. All rights to that idea go to him. But with that trick, I'm being able to start work on the top half of the micro here, which just fits into place like so. I do have a fair bit of work to try and hide the seam lines and that, as well as finish the top half of this. That's a fair bit of work to do, because basically with the foam I have left, I got to fill this gap here, build it up, fill in the gaps in the right in the ends here, around these gaps here. That's quite a big gap to fill, I have to admit. Don't know why I got this hammer out. And also I've been trying out, as you can see on this patch here, I've been trying out a bit of a ballast mix I made to kind of represent what's being mined out and just left out. It's actually got a cup of this stuff here, as we can see. It's actually a mix of 3 different kinds of ballast, and one of them I can actually happily say is fine grade mainline ballast grey by Scenic Textures. Now there is 100% New Zealand made ballast. I like that, but one one thing I didn't realize when I bought this, and I probably should have realized it when I looked at the label, as you see it says they're fine, suitable for N, TT, and Z scale. Oh god, I made a right muck up there. Oh. But yeah, on this week example piece I made, ignore the polystyrene bit here and there, but it actually looks pretty alright, I think. I think it looks alright. Yeah. Oh, and also take the top back off of this. This was 2 pieces, but now it's 1 solid piece, thankfully. Put that over there. Buggy it. I've also added in the at the entrance of the mine. Don't know if the camera can pick it up, but I'll point with this put the hammer on top of it, right there. It's basically a sort of a wood blockade thing. It also helps me get an idea of the height of the mine tunnel, because I'm gonna put a section in here or something to act as the roof. And what I'm using to scale the height of the tunnel is this little guy. That is a locomotive crew member, a fireman actually, and I think I got this one with one of my haul locomotives, can't remember. But basically I gotta have it high enough for, a figure to fit. Now the sun comes out and starting to blind me, ow. But wide enough for something like this narrow gauge coal truck to roll through. And that sun is really starting to bugger me up, ain't it? Oh, golly. That's better. I'm just seeing how I look in the screen of the camera, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's one of those days, I guess. But anyhow, also one of the things that are going to be key to the micro layout is how rock work looks, and to use. I've actually had a good look at options. Real rocks, nah, they don't look good. Crusher dust, not good either. Or even that woodland scenic stuff. I admit it does look nice, but no, not what I'm after. So, while sifting coal for my wagons and loco tenders and that, I decided, go for bigger pieces. And yeah, simply, the idea I hope is to simply glue them in place and just color them up. Because they got those rough edges, the cracks and that just bring out that extra something. Plus I did say I'd make the stuff with real coal in certain areas, so yeah. And just looking at the micro layout now from this point of view, it's alright. On the back end, it's actually not bad. I have made sure to keep the track as clean as I can, even after all this, which is just a really, really sturdy PVA watercolor paint and water mix, which it takes at least a day or two to dry, but it is solid once it's done, and it actually improves the structural integrity, I think. But as what I can see here, it fades once it starts to dry, so I may have to give this section here a couple more coats. But apart from that, yeah, it's good. But in the meantime, I'm more set on finishing the top half here, because that seems to be the more important thing to do. Oh, and how it fits on is on the micro layout without shifting unless I lift it is quite simple, really. I've made it so it's got these 3 lugging points, 1, 2, and 3, as well as a sort of right angle corner piece to, well, help balance it out and helps me line it up and slot it in. Now, to give an idea of how this is going to go, once I get the top edge finally fixed up properly and actually solid enough, I'll then give it a quick go over with some with a glue paint mix that I have that does represent soil pretty good. That'll give me a bit of texture into it. Then static grass over it, theoretically. There's still a bit of loose crap on here, but it ain't as bad as I thought. Then, yeah. Also, I've, can't remember where I put it, but I also got a bit of a freebie from one of my mates at the model club. Man, is it good to stand up? Ooh. But yeah, I could have swore I had it on the layout the other day. Fucking me, where the heck did I put it? It's just one of those days where you think you're all good for filming. Next thing you know, it all turns to... Ah, there it is. Crap. Yeah, one of the freebies I got was this. A disused grounded van kit, which actually would make a nice tool hut for the miners and that. Only problem I have is I can't weather for the life of me. I can't weather a darn thing. Oh, and just to give an idea of what the glue mix I've been using is, it's basically that. Looks like paint, but it's not. It's mainly PVA, but it's got water in it to dilute it and also to stop it drying too soon, because this mix here is about at least a month old now, and it's still, well, it's still not set. I've got to stir it now and again to keep it good, but yeah. But as for when it comes to the top surface here for the back of it, where it's supposed to be a bit more grassy than cliff edge, yeah, a nice green gunk. In fairness though, the usual glue I grab ran out at the local shop. So for those mixes, I had to resort to very cheap, very crap standard white glue by Bic of all companies. And that stuff reeks. I mean, it's good for paper and that, but it just has a really bad odor to it. It stinks like hell. Horrible, horrible stuff. Anyhow, on a more positive note, now that I have a full-time job, you may see more locomotives coming round before October, which actually is not a bad thing, because I could use some more motive power. Preferably heavy freight, so there's plenty of ideas. If you like, throw a comment below of what type of heavy freight locomotive you think I should try and get. And I do mean heavy freight, because I think I'm starting to wear out my 9F. And no one dare put down 9F in the comments, because I've actually looked on a website where I can get one in New Zealand. Not a Hornby 9F, a Bachmann 9F, because they're actually more superior in pulling power, apparently. And for a clean 9F, I'm looking at close to $500. So no way in hell am I going for that. A weathered version, weirdly, is $100 less. So try and work out the math on that. It doesn't add up. Really doesn't. But back to the main point. Actually, a bit of something I just recently learnt, actually. Like, within about a couple of hours ago, if I'm honest, is there's a group here in my hometown called Southern Steam. They're a charitable trust group, actually, and I have worked with them quite a number of years ago, working on a New Zealand Railway Rogers K Class 242 tender locomotive. Now, there's only 3 of those locomotives left in existence in New Zealand. 2 of them have been beautifully restored. One is in unrestored condition, because the owner sadly passed away before he could properly start. And to give an example on the age of the locomotives, the one I worked on it's 2019 now, so the locomotive is about 142 years old, and it still has its 1910s boiler. So that's probably actually the oldest working locomotive boiler in New Zealand, now that I think of it. That is something nuts. That is nuts. Anyhow, also another classic New Zealand style locomotive has recently been delivered to the new Southern Steam's site, actually yesterday. And it's an old F-class tank locomotive. Now naturally, I'll try and grab a couple photos, put in the video, right there, of the locomotive that has arrived, and an example of one fully restored. Because they're actually quite beautiful looking locomotives. And the ironic thing is though, the number of the locomotive, F150, I believe it is, it's actually being returned home for restoration, because my hometown is actually where it was based most of its working life. before becoming a playground piece. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. Anyhow, possible videos that will be coming out within the next few weeks or months, depending on how things go. Within the next fortnight or month, you'll see maybe a couple of review videos on locomotives. Because I'm definitely gonna try and get myself one of those new Hornby Terriers, at least one of those new beauties. Progress on this layout, definitely, because I have been neglecting it for so long. It is not funny. The main layout, I can neglect that for a bit more because at the moment it's holding all the junk on top of it. All the junk I'm using to build this. That's not good. Also, sorry, a bit of a frog in my throat today. Also, oh yeah, a bit of a visit video for the local model club. Because they're enclosing the steam bay they have for the outside track, and it's actually looking pretty good. It is actually looking pretty good. And yeah, I think I might have covered it all this time. Well, all of it this time. I don't think I've left anything out. Oh, and actually, I'm just thinking, it's been quite a while since I've ran anything on this micro layout. The last thing I ran on here, and I'm not joking, was my Peckett when I got it back from the UK, and that was ages ago now. Yeah, this is one of my spare pugs, so I actually had recently given this a good revamp because something wasn't right in the gearing. Still sounds like it. It's about... Okay, that works. And looks like that revamp trick I did failed big time. Blimey, it's about as noisy as my old terrier. Okay, I think I might have covered it all now. Micro layout, main layouts, yada yada yada, and all that. So I think this might actually be done and dusted now, because sun's gone away again. And it's getting around tea time. Getting a bit peckish now, so. But before I sign off, basically, I'm actually giving shout outs. I don't usually do this, but I'm giving shout outs to fellow YouTube modelers who have been very supportive of this channel. And I do have a lot of respect for them. Richard of New Junction, speaking of which, he in one of his recent videos, not the transfer ones, but he and Richard of Everard Junction ended up facing against other model railway YouTubers in a diorama contest. And well, to show that they have a sense of humor is their team name. I mean, really? Big Dick, Little Dick? Jeez, Richard. But it actually would have been a lot better than the team name I would have thought of. But joking aside, hope you're having a lovely summer, mate, because here it's wet, windy, and bloody cold. That's what I get for living on this side of the planet instead of in the UK. Then again, if I was living in the UK, I'd be getting better models. Beggars cannot be choosers. Beggars cannot be choosers at all. Oh, and good showing of cricket, dear lad. I only mentioned that because actually a couple of the old gents at the Motor Club are cricket fans, and they would not shut the hell up about it. I mean, jeez. Personally, I hate cricket, but oh well. Okay. I think all the piss taking's done, all the joking around's done. And yeah, time to grab something to eat. This is Upward and Onward saying Kakitiano. And for anyone who doesn't know, that's Mari for see you later.